Hey everyone, I'm headed to town, and as I was about to back out, my greater self was like, stop, make a video, begin by reversing. Okay, so I just made a quantum leap that I've been working on for years. It's another quantum leap. I really should give myself, they're telling me, give yourself some credit, okay? So I've been doing this kind of 10xing things, 10xing my income, 10xing my joy, my happiness, my heart center, my love, change my last name legally to love, right? Increase the capacity of the container, because that's what we're all doing here. We agreed to forget that we are love across multiple dimensional experiences, by the way, not just our human form. And now we are reclaiming that we are love in all of its forms. Love is not reserved for spiritual or spiritually associated places. It's for everything. It's the foundation of everything. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what comes in. All right, yep. So in order to be able to make space and do life very differently and make these quantum leaps so that you have the freedom that you really want to do what you want in this life and express yourself in your unique source self, fractal, amazing expression that you are way, that only you can do, by the way, and it doesn't look like anybody else's. This is not mimicry. All right, you can borrow and be inspired by others, but it's all you, right? You got to reverse, you got to back up. You got to back up out of the constructs that you've been in before you can move forward again. So that was my whole last year in the void. And now as we move out, yeah, this is the exact drive I did where Source showed up disguised in drag as the old man with the white beard, playing around with the beard like for fun. So now you come full circle, full spiral, right? Because you're never at the same, if you're committed to growth and expansion, you're just never at the same place back again. It might feel like it, but you're at a completely different view shed. And so as life, oh, that's what's coming in. Please expect twists and turns. Please expect this rather than this. Get out of resistance to this. It's more like I'm being shown connect the dots. This is a game of connect the dots. So this is why listening to our intuition, following the breadcrumbs. I got one the other morning, Kripalu. It's like, I think I know what that is, but I'm not sure. Keep a divine appointment, headed there in a month. This sort of thing, right? It's not linear, and it's not the way we were taught in school, and it's not the way that our mindset and our neural nets were coded and programmed here. So it's a discarding is what I'm hearing. So you've heard me talk a lot about displacement, our greater selves via our amazing multidimensional codex of light that we are, and plasmic fields of consciousness. I'm like, slow it down. We can go real fast here. Because the knowing is instantaneous and complete. I know many of you have that experience. Translating it into verbal spoken language, which is just a symbolic representation of these complete whole concepts, is interesting, isn't it? It's interesting to be in this user interface, bringing the love, alchemizing the density. So now we're about to go down through a dip here. Okay, so please expect twists and turns on this journey rather than a straight shot. And also please expect the troughs. Peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. This simulation game, our soul is like, all right, I'm gonna set this up and that up and that up. And can I still hold my center, bring the love, face my challenges and tests, as wicked as they might be when we're here, cursing our higher self and soul, saying, what did you do? What did you sign up for? But that is the fastest way through all of these curveballs. And the most graceful way is to move out of that resistance to what is, into surrender, into allowing, into dropping all the, drop all the narratives about this shouldn't be, and just say, wow, well, what is all this triggering in me? I developed acne for the first time in my life about a year ago, and I was triggered on all sorts of levels, and mainly just the one of identity. I was like, wait, that's not my identity. I don't have acne. Or maybe now I do. And so there you see the tie-in to all the malleability around identity constructs. And of course, the trigger around beauty and self-worth and all those things that we're conditioned and programmed with here. So these are amazing platforms and trigger points to help us source, okay, Does my soul want greater flexibility of self-expression and an identity construct? Check. Okay, great. Let's do that, right? Let's play around. Let's look at all the value judgments. I caught myself having a value judgment around makeup, and then I heard my greater self just say, y'all making it up anyway, right? And what is the energy of judgment? It's very, it's a low vibe, man, right? That is not where I want to live. So, right, whoop, another opportunity to clean that out. Didn't know that junk was in my closet. Like, whoa, look at what we found here. So that's the process we're all going through right now. Nobody on the planet is exempt now. What I'm being shown is a little heck of a lot of people are in massive resistance. And what's going to happen is they're just going to get ground down by their soul. Resistance is futile, people. I've been talking about this for years, haven't I? It's spirit guide humor. Well, we can do this easy way or the hard way. It's up to you. I remember them saying that. I was like, whoa, dang. Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'm like, can I sign up for the easy way, please? Put me in that line. That's where I'll be. Okay, so now, did you see we went through all these twists and turns? So now we're on a shamanic drive today together. This is a straight shot in the road. This is what I'm being told now that you've kind of gone through and you've pieced all these different things together. Maybe you're still in that phase. Trust that you're going to have your breakthrough, but you got to stay committed and you got to stay out of anger, victim, resistance, all that stuff. You'll dip in, but you're going to get really masterful at coming out, right? And then you get your you get your breakthrough, you get your straight shot. And what I'm being told is this is where we build the new. Okay? Because we, kind of like all the junk and the stuff that was in our, in our way back there, we kind of let all that go. We got a squirrel on the road here. That's interesting. So course correction. He was making his way across, heard me coming, and went back. They're like, yep. I see like the cosmic highlighter coming out, like in the notes here. It's okay to course correct. You might get so far, really far down a certain path, and all of a sudden realize, oh my gosh, this is not in alignment with my soul truth and what my soul really wants and who I really want to be and how I want to express myself here. And it's okay to just turn around. I'm working with somebody in Kauai right now. You know who you are. She says, I'm doing 180s. All right? And like up, down that thought process, down that old maybe negative narrative or limiting belief or victim consciousness, scarcity, list them all, judgment, and you can just do a 180. You can do a 180. Do it right now. Something that, there we go. I just felt a whole bunch of you do it. And you know what that just did? That freed up a whole lot of energy by releasing tension in your lower back, which is all about security and scarcity. So everyone is like kind of wanting like a more expansive, abundant life. The reality hacks are working with your body as a proxy. It's so cool. So shifting, doing the 180 on a lot of those thoughts, just, shutting them down. Maybe you don't need anything, just neutral. Or you can really, just go in the opposite direction. It's so rainy today. Oh wow, it's so rainy today. I'm so glad the plants get all of this wonderful moisture that they need. Oof. So what I can feel when we do things like this is it boosts you into completely different vibrational coordinates where everything is expansive and much easier and much less drag on your entire bioenergy field. Initiated from within, might I add, the solution is not coming externally. You're initiating it, you're curating it, and then the external reflects it, right? We're not waiting for something out there to change so we can feel good in here. You've heard many people talk about this. So as we got to, now we're gonna, we're coming to the end of this little stretch. Oh, okay, so we're gonna talk about merging with our greater selves. So we're about to get on a road that handles higher volume of traffic. So we're coming off our little tributary of self. That would be, the programmed, conditioned human. We're opening up all our channels and we're about to merge ourselves into the greater flow of our own being. Again, there's the cosmic highlighter. It's not out there, people. It's not out there. It's all from within here. This is a grand illusion of inversion that makes the game so incredibly stimulating and terrifying at times, right? So initiating the change from within here, you expand your channels We're not that kink in the hose. We're not the small little tributary, and we can handle a much larger volume of plasmic source flows and everything that then, it's not even attracts or magnetizes. That's not the word. It literally takes matter form as. It cannot not do that, is what I'm being told. Okay, so here we go. And we're now in a higher speed, right? See how this works? Pretty cool. Live in a little hamlet called Keys. The irony, right? I love it. So keeping it real for all of you who are in a difficult time and you're being soul tested like never before. Having just come out of that place, and all I heard for months was keep going, keep going, keep going. And my grandma snuck in on like, it's all gonna be amazing, which was really nice of her. And then she was like, am I gonna get in trouble for it? Was I not supposed to tell her that? Like, it's not a test if you get told the answers, right? So I do want to just have a lot of compassion and empathy, but not to enable any sort of victim or resistance. Just an acknowledgement, like, holy hell, this can be hell. But again, it's a gift if we choose to see it that way. And I found myself during this time, I don't know, it's been kind of several years, and then this last, I would say 5 months has been the most intense. I found myself putting my hand over my heart and saying, as painful and scary as all of this is, I am genuinely grateful, because I know that this is strengthening my resolve, my resilience, and I know that I'm totally capable at the soul level, and I would not have set this up for myself if I wasn't. And let me tell you, when you commit at that level and you get through on the other side of this, you are committed AF. My resolve, are you kidding me? Is at a whole nother level. And it wouldn't have happened if I had not gone through that. So that's some hope. That's really what I needed during that time, was hope. And so, in various ways, without giving me all the answers to the test, I got a lot of signs, I got a lot of messages, but I still had to endure. And in the endurance, I was told, as much as you can, allow yourself to shift into reassurance. Again, curated from the inside. And it's a decision we have to make. So if you're just starting out and just thinking, maybe I could really actually go for what I want in this life and be the life expression, the source fractal expression I know is written in my soul plan, or you're in, the dark night of the soul, or terror as it might be. No, yeah, oh my God, you can't make this up. The highway sign said, follow the signs. I love it, okay? And a pickup truck just pulled out towing a boat behind it, and I was told, just look at the symbolism. Our souls are with us, okay? They haven't abandoned us. So it's almost like if you can get your conditioned ego mind to sit in the back seat and allow yourself to be pulled forward and not be in resistance. I'm seeing the kid on the back of the bike with the little seat with the parent doing like this and creating all this disruption. That's kind of what our wounded, scared, human animal body can do. So if you can just relax as much as possible and work with the body, that's the ticket to allowing yourself to be taken to where you plan to go. And then, like my team always tells me, hey, you might want to enjoy the ride. Just a thought, right? Okay, now we're coming to, this is interesting. When I first moved here, this whole intersection was kind of a hot mess. It was way under construction, and they were transitioning it. Oh, this is so interesting. Oh, I love this. I love that I got guided to do this. It makes so much sense. It was transitioning from a hard stoplight to now it's a beautiful, seamless roundabout. Yeah, look at that flow. It's so good. And when I first moved here, the billboards have been interesting. It's like, go home, and it's like a realtor sign, but obviously it means way more. So that's the sort of thing I want to encourage everyone. Just play around with reality, especially remembering that your greater self is talking to you all the time, but you have to be paying attention, right? And I understand what it's like to have nervous system fry, even panic attacks. Like, that's not something I'd ever experienced. So I have so much compassion But please believe me, I'm here to empower all of you. I know you can feel the energy coming through. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself right now. Take that belief and run with it. Yeah, you totally have this. I believe in you. Your soul believes in you. Your team believes in you. Now you have to choose to believe in yourself. And so as I come upon the stoplight and I look at the significance or symbolism, everything's symbolic representation. I may not have spoken about this. When I did my field work in Jackson, Wyoming last fall equinox in 2022, I had accomplished the field work, and then my daughter and I were in Persephone, I think, bakery. And all of a sudden it became crystal clear to me that everything in manifest form, in the form, is a symbolic representation of a concept, of an idea. So this goes along with the idea that the primary creation is contemplation, ideation. And then our amazing consciousness can manifest into the world of form, but it's always only a symbolic representation. We get so lost in the literal experience here, sometimes we forget. And that's valid, but we're all coming up and out of that now. So the great remembering, all this construction, and they were finishing the road, putting a new surface on, making it a smoother ride. See all the symbolism? And now I'm right here at the Cherokee Conference Center. This is a really powerful spot. I've done a lot of work on the knoll behind there and elevating the whole region. And so sometimes we just have to stop. As much as we love flow, sometimes it's time to just stop and just be, reassess, gather ourselves, center ourselves, and then we can go again. The other day, I saw a sign at the gas station, and it said, every journey begins with a full tank. But do we actually live like that? We often don't. We don't fill our own tank. So where am I going? Symbolically represent, I'm going to get myself in alignment. So I'm going to my chiropractor. Beautiful symbolism, right? Okay, and then the team just showed me there's a flashing yellow light, which means, hey, caution. Up ahead, the light's going to, there is a light. There's something that you need to pay attention to, right? There's a traffic light or might be turning red. And that's what I'm being told to emphasize, is that something that we're all being asked to do more and more, is really pay attention to red flags and warning signs. And they're bringing in boundaries. So if we don't have really good boundaries, like i.e. people pleasing, or, doing for others when it's not really in alignment for our truth, or all of that good stuff, we miss a lot of signs, because actually they're saying you don't miss them, you ignore them. So it's time to stop ignoring signs. It's like, oh, I knew I shouldn't have worked with that person. I knew I shouldn't have taken that turn there. All of that good stuff. So this is interesting. I got a green light there where I usually don't. And I noticed that my neural net was surprised. Like my whole body was already preparing to stop and slow down. And my mind had to override the program, because it was like, oh no, it's green. So there's another cosmic note. We got into autopilot, into a certain way of, okay, this is reality. And then when events change, we may not be able to adapt very quickly, because we're like, wait, no, but it's always this other way. What? Wait, what, right? So all the psychic hygiene I talk about is really important, because it can clear out a lot of the internal clutter, so that you are a much more finely tuned instrument to respond to the environment, which is really an extension of you, and it's communicating from you to you in novel and unique ways using manifest form. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this shamanic drive with me. So I hope that helps some of you on your journey wherever you happen to be. Remember, twists and turns are expected. Resistance, get out of it. Surrender. Don't expect problems to go away. If anything, the more your soul advances, the bigger the test. We just get really good at spotting them, understanding them, and breathing and navigating through them and working with them. You know, thank you. I don't want to carry forward that fear. Thank you. I don't want to carry forward that distortion in my self-love or self-perception. Thank you. I don't want to carry that way that I have been judging the world forward. Our soul doesn't want any of that garbage going forward, right? It just wants good old-fashioned love. All right. I love you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And please do leave me a comment if this helped you.